This piece of history is proudly supported by the Museum of Vancouver. Vancouver's story begins here. We're back at my favorite place in Vancouver, the basement of the Museum of Vancouver, also known as Collection Storage. We are here with Vivienne. She's a curator. She is going to tell us all about this thing.
Yes, so you asked me to talk about a roadside attraction, and when I think Vancouver and landmark, I think the hollow tree in Stanley Park is way up there. Yeah, so we have quite a few images, mostly images, a few objects that speak to this very important monument in our city. And generations of Vancouverites and tourists have just posed in front of it. But more than just a quirky photo spot, I really think that it is a monument to what used to be Vancouver. Like the forest covering the entire area. You had that old growth forest of spruce and duck fir and cedar dotting the entire area. And for thousands of years, we had the muskrat and squamish and tsleil-waututh caring and managing these forests. Now in 1860s, you had non-Indigenous settlers noticing those big trees, essentially creating this very intensive logging. Within 60 years, created, a big industry foundational to our economy, and at the same time, like the biggest clear cut in British Columbia.
Vancouver is, and it was never replanted because we planted buildings. Yeah. And
absolutely.
So is this technically the only old growth tree still in Stanley Park? Because they logged Stanley Park and it's all second growth-ish.
Like the Seven Sisters, there's stumps, but this one is one of the few survivors, if you want. And it is a red cedar, Western red cedar, just thinking about what it used to be. So 150 to 200 feet tall tree, 65 feet in circumference. It's now reduced in size, but we have to also think that it's estimated about 1,000 years old.
Wow.
So it is very impressive to think about how old it is, how big it is. So we had the fact that it's accessible, I think, is one of the reasons why it became so popular. So in 1889, once you had the scenic drive in Stanley Park completed, it became #1 roadside attraction.
So the road drives right past it. The tree is dead now, is that correct?
Yes, so it actually died in 1875.
What? It's been dead for 125-ish years.
Correct. So essentially when it died, its public life as a roadside attraction started. So it started in late 1880s. Vancouver's first council decided that what we now know as Stanley Park would be kept for recreational use. And because everything else, most of it has been logged. So at that point, the tree was already dead, but massive, impressive. And then you had people coming in, visiting, spending a day at the park and taking pictures in front and inside the tree. And it will stand for a while.
It's concrete, it's rods, it's being held up.
It's not concrete, it's just like rods.
Oh, there's no concrete. Oh, okay. No. But it's solid now. It's not going anywhere for a long time. It's just going to rot in place, basically, until there will be no more tree that you can drive your motorbike into. Don't drive anything into the hollow tree. We're at the Museum of Vancouver. Vancouver's story begins here. That's the show for this week. Big thanks to Brian Wiebe and everybody at CFP, including the person that sells me ice cream. Show director Derek Wong, Nina Savage, editor Arav, and everybody at employee-owned CHEK Media. Follow me on social media for more stories and check out my quarterly digest, the Now You Know BC Almanac, at bcbob.ca. You can buy copies there for $25 and subscribe to my newsletter where I do regular giveaways. And of course, I'll see you here on CHEK next week when I'll tell you more stories about this great province of ours. And now you know BC.